Let's get to Keenan Pili. Where do we have him on our volunteer countdown, Caleb?
Coming off a season-ending injury in the opener of last year against Virginia, you would think Keenan Pili would be kind of a wait-and-see guy. But we have him all the way at number 4 on our most important Vols entering the 2024 season. And I know people think that's crazy, but he was stepping up as a leader for them last year, and his absence caused a lot of issues for Tennessee, particularly when they got to the SEC, because as hard of a worker as Elijah Herring was and as smart of a player as he was, his lateral quickness just wasn't there.
Yep, agreed. Coop, what do people need to do if they want to be a part of the program?
Cooper Mays here. Hit like and subscribe.
Coop, it's 4 Downs, brought to you by Dynasty Pools and Spas.
Coop here. First down.
Thank you, Coop. First down is, where does the Keenan Pili injury rank among the setbacks that Tennessee suffered last year?
Second biggest. I think that behind Cooper Mays in the first 5 games.
Okay. All right.
Just because I can say definitively that Tennessee beats Florida if Cooper Mays is healthy. I can say that very safely.
Okay. Well, then I thought you were going to say Brew. I would rank them in order of you don't want to lose them. Cooper, Keenan, Brew. Do you agree with that?
Cooper, Keenan, Brew. Yes, I absolutely agree with that fully.
I mean, and those, other than Nico, which is the quarterback, those might be the top 3 guys on the team.
You're right.
We're doing the countdown, but as far as their backups,
yes, you're right, because it's a combination of their talent and how crucial they are. That's why we had Brew down at number 7 or number 8, because there's so many receivers on the roster that I think Tennessee could replace them. I mean, Tennessee lost Brew McCoy and Dante Thornton last year, and Ramel Keaton played hurt. By the way, maybe we owe Joe Milton a bit of an apology. It's not like he ever got really the full offense together. I'm naming their top 3 receivers were all hurt at times. 2 went down for the season, plus his center was out for the first 5 games.
Yeah, that's fair. But you were the one that was hard on Joe Milton the whole year, not me.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Dave.
Second down, Coop. All right. Why do we not have Arian Carter on the list? I'll give you my answer. I think that he has incredible upside. I just haven't seen enough. And he was asked to play out of position at the mic for a little bit last year. And I talk to people behind the scenes that think he's incredible, which is why I think he should be considered for this list. But I don't know 100% that he is the impact linebacker that people tell me that he is. So that's why he's not on our top 10 list.
To be on this list, you have to be one thing. A superstar who has already proven enough that you'll be a superstar, a potential superstar who has already proven enough. I love Arian Carter, but he hasn't proven enough yet because he wasn't starting last year. Or you have to be playing at such an important position or such an important role that your value outweighs a lot. Keenan Pili has proven himself to a degree by what he did at BYU, but he's also playing a very important role as a middle linebacker. He's the quarterback of the defense. And we saw a lot of issues facing middle linebacker last year when he went down. Now, Jeremiah Thielander ended up emerging as the backup, kind of in place of Elijah Herring towards the end of the year. But it was very clear Keenan Pili was missed. And I think with Arian Carter, you're just seeing potential star power that's lost if he goes down. But you still see a guy like Thielander, you can move over there. You see a guy like Caleb Perry, you can move in at outside linebacker. So you have options, and you don't have any proof that you definitively have a big loss if he goes down. Keenan Pili, despite his injury and only playing 1 game for the Vols so far, you know you have a definitive big loss if he goes down because you saw what happened to Tennessee at middle linebacker last year when he went down.
All right, Coop, what down?
Tennessee center Cooper Mays here. Third down.
Thank you, Coop. Keenan Pili can make all SEC this year. Yay or nay?
Yes, absolutely. He can make all SEC this year.
Man, I think it's too much politics. I don't think he has a chance because there will be another middle linebacker. I don't know which one it is right off the top of my head that will get the preseason voting. And to your point, you can pile up some tackle sacks. Just don't know if you can beat all SEC in one season.
Here's the underrated part about Keenan Pili when he's out there. And this is something that Tennessee hasn't had at a middle linebacker yet. He's the first middle linebacker that can truly drop back in coverage and doesn't fall out of position. Remember Jeremy Banks, Dave, how lost Jeremy Banks looked in the passing game a lot of times when he was at linebacker for Tennessee? I think Keenan Pili, because of that, you might see more than just tackles or, tackles for loss or those random stats for linebackers. You might see a couple of interceptions, 2 or 3. And that's where you get to see things change.
I wonder, can you look this up for me? Was Al Wilson all SEC in 97? Not 98, but 97. Because that would have been his first year of kind of exploding on, and that would have been his second year, right?
Yes, he was all SEC, but you got to remember he was an outside linebacker that year because they were having Leonard Little play middle linebacker.
Okay. It's easier to make all SEC at outside because you can make those fantastic game flipping plays. So maybe that's a fact.
Also
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Also, the funny thing about Al Wilson, as we're talking about him just real quick, like it's funny because he moved over to middle linebacker, and Al Wilson kind of became the standard for middle linebacker because you wanted them quicker and able to read coverages better. But man, he was fast like an outside linebacker, wasn't he? I mean, he
just happened to have Raynaud Thompson and Eric Westmoreland, who were very good outside linebackers as well. Raynaud Thompson was incredibly fast because he was incredibly light. And boy, he ran into some things so hard during practice back then that I really thought that maybe he should be talked into not playing football. That guy had, for his size speed ratio, he would run into a brick wall and it would not bother him at all. And he'd bounce up and just keep going. Something wasn't wired right. And I mean it as a positive, as a compliment. And you saw that he played in the NFL and he was still light. He was like 220 playing linebacker in the NFL, making it for the Cardinals. What down are we on, Coop? What down are we on, Caleb? Who's Coop? What?
Fourth.
All right.
All SEC center Cooper Mays here. 4th down.
All right. Arian Carter can be an all SEC player.
Yes. Yes, he absolutely has all SEC potential. And I think that's kind of an underrated part about this. I think Aaron Beasley would have been all SEC last year if he wasn't dealing with issues with lack of help at the middle linebacker spot. Again, I feel so guilty saying that because I genuinely like Elijah Herring, the person. I do. And I don't think he can't play football, but it just didn't work out with what Tennessee needed him to do. And that held back Aaron Beasley. But if you remember, everybody's favorite person in the world, I believe, Jeremy Banks, was considered preseason all SEC going into 2022, I want to say. And then maybe would have gotten all SEC had the whole thing that destroyed the situation not happened. So I think Arian Carter could be all SEC linebacker, particularly if Keenan Pili is able to do what we expect him to be able to do.
Question on the message board, and that was Al and Eric played running back in high school. Yes, and somebody else you might not know about that played linebacker for Tennessee. I'll tell you who that was in 60 seconds. 4 downs brought to you by Dynasty Pools and Spas.
Experience it all at Varner Ford.
Dynasty Pools and Spas. The best thing about Dynasty Pools and Spas is that they've got it all taken care of. What does that mean? Well, you stop by their showroom and check out their fantastic selection of top-notch spas in that showroom in Athens. Make your pick and get ready because Dynasty Pools and Spas delivers within 125 miles of that location in Athens, that fantastic showroom. They've got the cover lift, steps, chemicals, and everything you need. Delivery at no extra charge. They're just down the road in Athens. You pick the spa you want, and it'll be there for you. Oftentimes discounted with military and first responders discounts. Also blemish models, or just mention Off the Hook Sports. That's Off the Hook Sports for $500 off. There's a discount for you on spas made right here in East Tennessee. Support local. Dynasty Pools and Spas also has the best chemicals for you and your spa and your pool. No fillers, just the chemicals made right here in East Tennessee. Support local. Dynasty Pools and Spas, $500 off if you mention Off the Hook Sports. $500 off if you mention Off the Hook Sports. Dynasty Pools and Spas, dynastypoolsandspas.com. So Al and Eric did play running back. Dominique Stevenson, who filled in for Al when Al went on to the NFL, played running back as well. Fred White played quarterback in high school. I'm sure Deion Grant could play wide receiver. How about that group if they just intercepted the ball, just stopped and ran an offensive play?
Some schoolyard football right there.
Yeah, it would work. Just take a knee and go at it. Fred could play quarterback. He could do it.
That would be hilarious. Oh my gosh. I mean, I think Tennessee, they felt their defense was so good that year that they probably could have Red Boy, Water Boy style, just take a knee 3 times and punt, right? And be like, how you like my new offense?
What do you think about Waterboy 2? Are you for that or no?
Oh, it's Happy Gilmore 2 that's coming out, not Waterboy 2.
Oh, Happy Gilmore 2. What do you think about that?
I think it's stupid. I never like comedy sequels like this. Honestly, they're never good.
I watched Dumb and Dumber last night. Much to Shanda's dismay. She wasn't real happy about that.